Majority method. Now let's look at the majority method for counting votes. In voting under majority method, people vote for their favorite option. The option with more than half the votes is the winner. So in the previous method, we were just looking for whoever had the most votes. This time you actually have to have the majority of votes. Sometimes you hear it as 50% plus 1 is the minimum. So you have to have more than half of the votes. The first step is to determine the total number of votes. Then divide that number by 2. That gives you the threshold that you have to get over in order to have a majority. So if you had 100 votes and you divide it by 2, you get 50. That means you have to have more than 50 votes to be the winner in the majority situation. Step 3 is to determine the number of first place votes for each option, and then determine a winner. So whichever option has more than half the votes. Note, if no option has more than half the votes, there is no winner in this method. So the advantages of this method are that more than half the people are guaranteed to like the winner. Unlike the plurality method, where it was possible to have a winner who simply got the most votes, but the majority of people still didn't want to win. The disadvantages are that there is a possibility that there may be no winner. This will happen more often if you have a lot of candidates running. If you only have 2 candidates, it's typically you won't get a tie, but if you have many candidates, then the likelihood of somebody getting majority goes way down. Let's look at an example. A group of friends is trying to decide where to eat dinner. They decide to vote for their favorite type of food, and the results are presented in the table below. Which option wins using the majority method? So step 1 says that we need to total up all the votes. So in total there are 20 votes. Step 2 then says we need to figure out what is half the total, so that gives us our threshold for winning. So you have to have more than 10 votes in order to win. Now we're going to add up all of the votes that everybody got. Looking at the Vietnamese, they got 4 votes here and 7 votes here. So you can think of these as like a ballot, that 4 people put Vietnamese first, sushi second, and then Italian third, and 7 people put Vietnamese first, Italian second, and sushi third. So that means Vietnamese got 4 plus 7, or 11 votes. Italian, they were ranked number 1 on only one type of ballot, and they got 4 votes. And sushi, same thing, was only ranked number 1 on one type of ballot, and they got 5 votes. Given those results, since Vietnamese got 11 votes, and that is more than the threshold of 10, we can conclude that Vietnamese got the majority vote, and is therefore the winner. Let's look at another example. Grade 11 students are electing their class president. Of the 140 students in grade 11, 70 vote for Allie, 30 vote for Brenda, and 50 vote for Chris. Under majority, who wins the election? First, we need to total all the votes. We've got 150 in total. However, we were told there are 140 students in grade 11. This makes me think that something is suspicious with this election if we got 150 votes and there are only supposed to be 140 students. So let's take it with 2 approaches here. First of all, if there were 150 students, then step 2, where we want to know what threshold we need to get over, would be 150 divided by 2, or 75 votes. You would need at least one more than that to get a majority. With that information, none of the candidates have 75 votes or more than 75 votes, so there would be no winner. However, if we go with the original premise that there are only 140 students, and let's, for the moment, assume that Chris only got 40 votes, that would leave us then with 70 votes for Allie, 30 for Brenda, and 40 for Chris. However, even with that change, Allie has 70 votes out of 140, but that's exactly 1/2. To be declared a winner, you need to have more than half the votes, so you would have to have 70 plus 1, or 71 votes. So in this case, even with 140 students, there would still be no winner. Add this to your memory aid. Try the practice questions in the workbook and check your answers against the answer key.